And we got a knock on the house, the front door at 3 o'clock the next morning, basically the police saying that, Greg has gone missing. It's been a freak wave on the west coast of Tasmania, one of the most dangerous parts of the ocean. And Dad and his two best friends, the wave went over the boat and they went missing. So the boat was completely gone in pieces.
Oh my goodness.
And then found the body. So it was a really traumatic, hard time in my life. I was 10 at the time, so I was really young.
Let's meet someone who's turned personal adversity into purpose-driven innovation. I'm Kate Save. The Inspired CEO starts now. Welcome to The Inspired CEO, where each episode we explore the innovative wellness practices that are driving success and longevity in the modern business world. In this interview, we speak with Corbin Halliday, founder and CEO of 3 Warriors, an award-winning organic tanning brand inspired by his personal health battle with chronic inflammatory response syndrome. After losing his father at a young age, Corbin's mother referred to him and his siblings as her 3 Warriors, a name that now defines a purpose-driven brand. He shares his journey through illness, resilience, entrepreneurship, and how the business of health has brought him back to life. Thank you, Corbin, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Kate. It's nice to finally meet you in person.
I know, it's
before,
incredible.
I feel like we've known each other for a long time.
Well, I've known your products for a long time, and I hear a lot about you. Tasmania's a small place.
It's a very small place. Hopefully good things.
Yes, all beautiful. I love Tasmania. I think it's a hidden gem.
One of the cleanest air and water supplies in the world.
And that is where your product
This is where it all started.
So take me back to your childhood, really traumatic experience for you, but I think it's an important part of the story.
It really was. I come from a town called St Helens on the east coast of Tasmania. Have you heard of the Bay of Fires before?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the best
people walk that beautiful trail.
Yeah, it was one of the best beaches in the world in 2009. So it's like the see-through water, white sand, a magic spot. And I come from this little town, and my parents actually had businesses. My dad, Greg, his name was Corbin Halliday, he was a crayfisherman as well. So I had to start crayfishing when us 3 kids were born.
Were you scared of the...
I wasn't so scared. I did get seasick a few times. It's quite confronting going to sea for 2 weeks at a time. Like, it's pretty scary. But he was very well known for his business, and they owned the local news agency there and the real estate. And so he became a crayfisherman, and he went to sea with 2 of his friends one day as a skipper on a boat, which is very unlike my dad to do that because he had his own boat. And it's almost like, the creepiest thing about this story is almost like he knew that something was going to happen. He took off his ring, had this beautiful ring that my nan made him, his jewellery, like he was really quite unusual towards Mum. Mum said that, your father wasn't himself. And we got a knock on the house, the front door at 3 o'clock the next morning, basically the police saying that, Greg has gone missing. It's been a freak wave on the west coast of Tasmania, one of the most dangerous parts of the ocean. And Dad and his 2 best friends, the wave went over the boat and they went missing. So the boat was completely gone in pieces.
Oh my goodness.
And then found the body. So it was a really traumatic, hard time in my life. I was 10 at the time, so I was really young. And still to this day, like, it's something you'll never get over, losing a parent.
No.
My mum is an incredible woman. She's done such a good job, I think, bringing us up. But it's definitely something that I hold close to my heart every day, about losing Dad.
And I'm sure many people in the community too.
Yeah.
He would have had a huge impact, particularly in a small town. And
it was fascinating when we had a memorial. Obviously, none of them were found. So we had a memorial, which was really hard for us to get out of the car. So remember that moment of arriving there in a friend's car, Mum in the front seat and us kids in the back, and Mum. That's when Mum really broke down. It was horrible, and I was like, what do we do? There was thousands of people in St Helens on this waterfront. We'd never seen St Helens that busy before. So the amount of people I think in their lives that he touched was fascinating. To come and support and show their love for us as a family, and it's quite amazing when a small town gets together and support each other, and everyone was really, really great, supportive, and I still remember that moment. That was horrible. Getting out of the car, everyone just kind of swamping all over you, and poor Mum.
And how old were your siblings?
So I was 10, my brother was 12, my sister was 14.
Yeah. And I think for the youngest too, not comprehending everything as well, because that's not meant to happen. And so as a 10-year-old processing something like that, really, really tricky.
It was. I think all of us kids, my sister Gemma, my brother Jai and myself, we all have had to do our best to process it through our lives. It's been 28 years, I think now, 28 years, since Dad's gone. So we've all definitely got a lot of trauma from that event happening, because there's no closure for us, I think, as a family to I guess, sounds really bad, but, go to a funeral or something for Dad.
Absolutely.
And there's always been that bit of hope that maybe they might have found them, or they're still alive, or something happened. So, yeah, it's definitely a very touchy subject in our family. If it's something we get to, luckily we can all talk about it together as a family, and his spirit's still with us, all of us.
And I hear what you say, that closure, that's hard, isn't it?
Well, you would know as well. You've been through some traumatic stuff as well as your family as well. I remember you telling me your story when we first met.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I lost my mum, and my dad calling me that you've got to come, they're going to stop working on their body in 10 minutes. So the next 10 minutes of my life was, am I ever going to see my mum again? And I never did. And they never found out the cause of her death as well. So that same thing, that there was nothing wrong with her, going away to the coroners with her body, they kept it for a few months, and then you get a report that says no known cause of death. No cholesterol, no heart attack, no stroke, no cancer. Everything was perfectly healthy in her body. So what happened?
Yeah, you never know. That's the feeling. I think it's
horrible.
Just, so sorry to hear that too, Kate. I know you told me the story before, and it's devastating to hear that as well for you.
I think, though, as an adult, you find ways to process it a lot easier than what a child would be able to process that. And having kids, I know my kids got to spend time with my mum as well, and that's something that's really hard for my sister, because she hasn't had her children yet. That my mum got 10 to 12 years with my children, and it's impacted their lives in a really positive way. And so I'm just so happy that I got that opportunity too. And I think you just have to be grateful. It's everything. You can't explain things. Things just,
So true. And I've obviously recently had 2 kids as well, twins.
Yay! And so they're so both under 1.
Yeah.
And
identical.
Identical.
Yes.
Willow and Harper.
Yes, that's it. That's the names. Yeah, they're
Incredible.
beautiful. They're such Dad's girls. But we actually have. It's funny you say that, because obviously they'll never meet my dad or their grandpa, and it's hard for my mum too. But we have this beautiful big painting of him in my house, or our house, and they look at him. And it's fascinating. It's like I feel like they know already picking things up, and we always talk about him, and so they know who he is. I want them to understand that what happened to Dad, and that he's their grandpa, and his spirit's still with us. And it's a very special thing, I think, to have.
And so incredible that they have each other from birth.
I know. Makes it. I can't wait if they can
beautiful.
actually learn to play with each other, though. It makes it so much easier for us, I think, to
So
run a
good.
business and juggle kids.
Yes, I must say, by the time my second one was 3, I feel like I barely needed to parent. They just played and entertained each other. It was
Can't
amazing.
wait, Kate.
Yes, and you get some sleep back then too.
Yeah, that's going to be nice. I'm not
As
sure what that
soon
is.
as they learn how to use the microwave or the toaster or a few of those little appliances, you go, yep, they've been fed. There's traces of food.
They're happy.
Good. Yeah.
Can't wait.
So you've had that really, really traumatic part of your life. And what then inspired you? So you did hairdressing for a while?
Yeah, I was a hairdresser for 10 years in Hobart.
Amazing.
Didn't know what I wanted to do with my career, actually, so I was kind of like a bit stuck, but I love to paint and draw. It's something I always did. So my auntie at the time said you should become a hairdresser, because it's very much hands, creative, artistic. And did it for 10 years. And that's what I was doing before I got really sick.
And tell me about this getting sick, because I've heard the stories and it sounds like you barely could get out of bed. Like you were really sick. Yeah.
One of the hardest times of my life. And I'm actually writing about it at the moment too. I think it's been really good for me to get it out on paper, because people ask me all the time, like, how did you start the business, or what happened to you? Like, what is this chronic inflammatory response illness? So I actually had a massage done with one of my clients at the time. I was working long days, burnout days. I mean, we do still now. It's different. It's our businesses.
Yes.
On your feet, and
And
basically a
talking
psychologist
the
as well.
whole time.
That's what you are when you're a hairdresser.
Yes.
But I loved it. It was great, but I just didn't feel right. I was still feeling a bit fatigued, and I thought maybe I'm just working too much. And my client said, "Come and massage with me." Went to a house, had a massage, got up from the massage and fell over. I was really dizzy and was like, I don't feel right. She's like, this is normal, this is a detox. You've obviously got a lot of toxins in your body. Went home, went to sleep, woke up early hours in the morning and had this excruciating migraine. It was in the back of my head, this pressure behind my ears. And it lasted, that actual migraine lasted every day for 6 years.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was horrific. I ended up getting sicker and sicker. I went to the emergency. They didn't know what was wrong with me. And my blood pressure was sitting at 225. You know, for a 23-year-old, my blood pressure was always really good. They're like, something physiologically is wrong with you. We just don't know what it is. Took them 3.5 years to get a diagnosis. So for 3.5 years, I lost my career. I had a mortgage to pay. I thought it was down to I thought it has to be hairdressing because no one could figure out what it was. Now medicating with blood pressure medication, stuff for migraines, Lyrica.
23.
Started getting nerve pain in my arms and my legs, couldn't walk properly. Memory loss, it was hives, heaps of horrible symptoms. And I was finally diagnosed with a condition called chronic inflammatory response syndrome. What that basically is an overexposure to environmental toxins. And I was unknowingly being exposed to black mold in a rental apartment before I bought my house. So I was in that house apartment for about 7 years.
Gosh.
And it was underneath the floor in my bedroom. We found it. One day we're like, this is water damage. And then what was happening is I was breathing in and it was storing the tissues in my body.
Oh my goodness.
And then the massage, so over those years, it just sat in there. So probably the best thing that happened to me is have that massage. It was the most horrible thing.
Stuck in the body, but the release.
Release it out. But what happens is I have this type of
genetics. You've got a gene that you can't process it.
Correct.
I went and looked the gene up and I don't have the gene.
Yeah, it's 1 in 4 people have it. Yeah, 1 in 4 people. 25% of the population have this recessive gene.
Gosh.
25%. And what happens is we can't detoxify mycotoxins or environmental or biotoxins, right? Which is a lot of things. Stores in the tissues in our body, it releases to the bloodstream, we get really sick, we might get some kind of symptom that mimics, you know, disease of the body, and doctors don't test for it. So it took me years to finally get the diagnosis for it. But then the problem is when you want to treat this chronic inflammatory response, mycotoxin illness, it's not just a tablet or antibiotics or, you know, an IV. It's years and years of almost like retraining the body to detoxify properly again and helping taking binders. And I went to Cyprus.
Yes. Tell me about the experience in Cyprus because you had your blood filtered.
Cyprus was a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So I started off doing all these treatments here in Australia, and I was like, well, how do I get better? Because I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. So once you treat this condition, the bacteria in your body, that this mycotoxin is so powerful, it's very smart bacteria, and almost like they say it forms an army, so it causes this massive Herx reaction to the body, which means your inflammatory markers, cytokine storm it's called, is through the roof, and your symptoms are times 3 or 4 what you normally would have.
So your pathology then would have been showing all these things, whereas early on you wouldn't have seen that.
No. So it was so high that so I was getting so sick and hospitalised again because I couldn't, like, imagine how sick I was.
Yes.
I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, how do I get rid of it?
Yes.
But I've got to get it out as well.
Yes.
Got to detox it out. So I looked into some clinics around the world, and Cyprus surprisingly has the best clinic in the world for treats like Lyme disease, inflammatory disorders, lots of different fascinating.
Spectacular place to go on the other side.
It was nice for a holiday. First time I've been there. And I spent 4 weeks there, and every day it was hyperbaric oxygen therapy, 14 metres below ocean level. There's 100% oxygen, drops 14 metres below ocean level. You know, you walk into this chamber with there's 15 seats in there and people in there with you. And the pressure is so intense that you feel like your head's going to explode. I can't even explain it, but what it does is it detoxifies the body. It gives you 100% oxygen. We get 27%, I think it is, normally now.
Yes.
You're getting 100%. So what it's doing, it's growing new stem cells, it's detoxifying your body, it's helping, flush out anything that's in there that's not supposed to be in there.
Wow.
And it just feels so tired from this one device. I was having IVs with like NAC, glutathione, selenium, vitamin B, which helps just to give
support the immune system and
lymphatic massages, colonics. And then I was having a device where they take blood out of one side of your arm, put it through a filtration system with 100% oxygen as well. So what it does is it filters out any of the pathogens or bugs, or I guess for me it was like biotoxins. So you can actually see it And I think you've seen it on my Instagram
No,
before. It shows it's
no.
like you can see the filter full of it. It's like strips of like, I can't even explain it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's not very nice.
Yeah.
And then it goes back into the other arm, and it's like bright red. So oxygen's got so much. The blood's got so much oxygen in it, and you just feel so tired afterwards. It was a horrible experience, but I'm very lucky I got to do it.
Yes.
Very expensive.
Yes, I can imagine.
Very
because
expensive.
Each of those modalities and the devices they require, and to be safe, and everything that needs to be in place to put
And like,
someone
why
through
don't we
that.
have that in Australia?
Yeah.
Why don't we have access to those kind of things?
Yeah.
Like, why is it, that kind of, you have to have that kind of money to be able to go and afford to do that for a start. I didn't have that money to do it as well. It took me years and years and years to be able to afford to go and do that. And then at the other side of the world, to have treatment, make sure you have someone's support with you as well.
Away from everyone, absolutely.
It's horrible. But it basically had this treatment, and which was an incredible experience. I met some amazing people as well. And then you start, it's about 3 or 4 months after treatment, you start to go, okay, the headache's not as bad. It's not there all day. You're getting a relief for an hour here and there. The nerve pain in my foot isn't as bad. And then slowly over time, the symptoms will disappear.
Right.
I started going, okay, but through that whole time, I still started 3 Warriors. So I still had the business started.
Your brain had to be really switched on and functioning.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a sign of getting well too, because you can't think clearly and work that hard without your body supporting you. So.
And I couldn't find a tan. This is why I started it. Like the way it started is, it's like, yes, I went through that horrible health journey, but I was like, okay, I can't use anything on my skin that's not organic because I'm reacting to it.
Yes. Yeah.
So I went looking for a tan that was that skincare first self-tan. Couldn't find the market. 3 Warriors is certified organic. It's toxic free. It's vegan. It's cruelty free.
Wow.
It's Australian made. I source a lot of the ingredients from Tassie.
And it is terrifying to think that if people actually pick up the package and read the back, we're used to it with food now, and we know the food supply, the majority, 70%, is absolute rubbish, should not go near our bodies. But very few people are picking up their skincare products and doing the same thing.
Relabel.
And you think, the priority that's given to food and nutrition, but you buy an expensive eye cream, you think, well, it's going to come in if I put it here, but then I'm going to put this $3 crap on my arms, and that's not going in, but this $300 eye cream is. Where's the sense in that?
I know, and the thing about this is there's an active ingredient they use for a preservative in most skincare and self-tan products on this market, and it's called thianoxyethanol. It's been around since 1950s. It's a preservative they use to obviously preserve the product so it doesn't go mouldy or doesn't go problem in it. But what it does is it causes a massive inflammatory response throughout your body. So you think about what that is doing to you long term when you're lathering on your skin, your biggest organ. Every day we'll self-tan, people will self-tan twice a week. So for me, I was like, one, I couldn't use it because I'd get sicker and have these reactions worse. I was like the boy in the bubble, it felt like. So it felt like for a period there. And then I was like, okay, I need to make my own tan. So I started looking at those ingredients, finding the plant-derived, the natural, and the certified ingredient per that chemical component. And this is how 3 Warriors was started and made.
Wow. And I'm looking at your spectacular skin. I'm like, what are these? What can I be using here? And especially, you're a parent now and you get a lot less sleep, and aging happens. You think that you're still young and...
what are you talking about? I'm in my 20s.
Yeah. And so now skincare, I think, is really being taken to another level. So it's not just about putting it on the outside and covering up. It's actually about what's going inside. So
that's exactly right.
What else has made this, I guess, such a passion project for you?
So what happened with this, I think, when I formulated this, and it took me 1.5 years to get it right for me, by the way. I'm not a formulator or biochemist.
Yes.
So a friend of mine actually was studying at the time. So she was playing around with me doing all these different formulations in the kitchen. And some of the formulas were horrible. But I mean, just made this last one happen to be the best formula on the market. But I guess the best thing about this brand, particular 3 Warriors, what's done for me as well, is what I find is it's about everyday radiance. And what I'm finding is people are putting their skin and they're feeling confident.
Right.
So they're knowing they're putting something that's natural, but also it gives them a confidence boost. We want to feel radiant, we want to feel confident knowing you're putting something on our skin that's not going to be toxic, it's going to dry my skin out, it's going to stain your sheets or your clothes, it's going to smell like tan, it's going to go orange, as we all know, no one likes an orange tan.
No.
But also just the everyday confidence that we're giving people with this brand is why I do my job. Same with hairdressing.
Sense.
You know, when I used to do somebody's hair, they come into the salon, they're going through some horrible stuff in their life. You put a cut and colour. They walk out. They're so confident. You see the different in their personality, and they walk out the door.
Yes.
You know, they always do a hair flick, and they walk out the door, and you're like, wow, I did that. I helped do that. This is what this product, this brand is doing to people.
And I think straight away my mind goes to my 2 kids that are 10 and 12 that are quickly becoming teenagers, and skincare's everywhere on social media and YouTube and all of that. So knowing what the kids are putting on their skin is something that's not going to damage them long term, I think is going to become more and more critical for people.
So important. Yeah, no, I think we are becoming more conscious of consumer. What we're finding now is people are picking up packaging, looking, going, okay, cool. The plus, on the back of 3 Warriors alone, it has a plus, a negative, to show what certified organic where it's derived from.
Yes.
So people can actually understand it putting their skin, but also we should be able to put something on and know that it's not going to cause damage to our skin. And kids.
Yes.
It's so
terrifying.
so young. Kids are going to Sephora or they're going to different stores and they're buying skincare. It's amazing that they can feel confident and do stuff like that, but they don't need it.
Yes,
they don't need to use skincare at that age.
No, that's right.
Unless you're close to 40, into my age, then you want to find something that gives that nourishing hydration for the skin. This is what 3 Warriors does. It has this incredible skincare benefits in there, like it has niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, Tasmanian sea kelp, which is derived from kelp. It's for collagen, and these beautiful Tasmanian olive oil. I still source this locally from Flinders Island. It's in all the products, and it makes your skin so radiant and so much hydration. It's what we need as we age, but also it has that enough tan that you can control your depth of colour without being too tanned or too dark.
Yes, makes sense. And you've got the beautiful Sonia Kruger, who you formulated some of the products with.
So a particular product, Sonia actually, everyone always asks this question, how did you start working with Sonia Kruger? Her manager emailed me one day and said that Sonia's using the product. Her makeup artist introduced her to it. Yeah. She's been tanning for a long time, obviously been a dancer and on TV, and she said, I love it. And I got on a Zoom call with her and was like, is this actually happening? Is this really you, Sonia? And she's like, I said, I can't afford you. I've just started a brand, and she's like, no, I just want to, your story is so fascinating, and the product itself makes me feel so good. Oh. And the fact that it's organic, it ticks all the boxes for me, so I just want to be a part of it.
Oh, that's incredible.
So Sonia and I have been working together, well, Sonia and the team working together now for a bit over 3 years. Sorry, Sonia, listen to this, it might be a bit longer. And then we decided, she said to me one day, there's a product missing from my skincare routine. It was the Radiance Complexion Serum. So what it is that product that has serum with all those skincare actives in it that you might have in your bathroom, but all put into one. So it has the hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, the sea kelp, pentavite, and all these beautiful ingredients that you need in your skincare, with the minute amount of tan in there. Not enough to give you a tan line if you just slap it on your face before going to bed. It just gives you waking up feeling that effortless, radiant glow. And this is what we designed together and made. It sold out 3 times when we first launched it.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
And having your brain and your knowledge, and then I guess Sonia's experience in this is what I'm looking for, this is what women are looking for, and putting that together and creating things that no one else has looked at before.
And this is the thing, and I guess this is when we really found out who our target customer was for the brand, because Sonia's, she's in her late 50s, she looks amazing, and she's the biggest legend ever. Yes. She's such a great person. So we started finding that people were going into some of our stockists or online, and they're buying 3 or 4 products at a time, like my mum.
Yes.
Age group, so women in their
40
to 70-year-olds were going and buying 3 Warriors, and we're like, wow, that's like our biggest audience.
Makes sense.
Because they've been in the sun their whole life, or they've
had their first skin
cancer, sun damage, so they want to feel radiant, they want to feel glowing, they want to put something on that's going to give them hydration, and also something that's not too dark or orange.
Incredible. Well, I love what you've done. You've got an incredible story, and thank you for sharing. I think it will inspire so many people that are out there that are listening, thinking, I really wanted to do something like this, just to go ahead and do it, and that courage to actually step out of your comfort zone when you hadn't formulated anything. And, years later, look at this. Incredible.
It's wild. It's a crazy journey, but I feel very lucky to be on this journey.
So good. So thank you for joining me. This is the Inspired CEO, and we'll be right back.